Alright guys, Forsaken just got some unexpected changes, including updates to multiple skins, a potential John Doe April Fool's skin, and a lot more. Let's get into it! So with the recent Forsaken update, there were actually a bunch of changes made to Survivor faces that a lot of people didn't expect. This includes characters like Elliot, Noob, Guest, 1337, Shedletsky, Chance, 007 and Builderman, who all had their faces switched to newer, updated versions. This is most likely because of Roblox's Dynamic Heads update, which ended up removing a lot of the classic faces. And even though Forsaken mainly uses decals, this update still seems to have affected how these characters look in-game. But it's not just the default survivors that were impacted, some skins were affected as well. One of these skins that were affected was Modern Shedletsky. This skin is supposed to have the epic face and is based off the Modern Shedletsky skin, but now it doesn't really match anymore. Instead of having that iconic look, it just looks angry, which completely changes how the skin feels. The Roblox update has basically altered it to the point where it doesn't even represent what it originally came from. And even though the new epic face doesn't smile anymore either, so technically they're similar, it still looks really off when you compare it to how it used to be. And this isn't just one skin either. We're starting to see the same thing happen across multiple characters. As with Builderman, the JJ5x5 skin is meant to have a smiley face based on the classic avatar, but now it just has a completely straight expression with no personality. This update is genuinely changing more than what people expected, especially when it comes to how these characters and skins actually look. It's kind of crazy to see how much has already been affected just from this one change alone. However, Voxov has mentioned that they are trying to convert a lot of these dynamic heads back into classic faces again, since the current versions don't really fit or work well within Forsaken. So hopefully, we'll see a fix soon and maybe even a return to the original faces that people are familiar with. With the April Fool's update coming very soon, we've also gotten a look at another upcoming skin, and this one is actually getting a lot of mixed reactions. We already have seen this budget John Doe skin. However, a lot of people are starting to think there's more to it than that, with some saying it might actually be a combination of John Doe and Shedletsky, since both of their names are John. When you think about it like that, it actually makes a lot more sense as an April Fool. Also, we know that it uses Sunderland Shedletsky's old face, so it being used once again would fit pretty well for both of them combined. It could most likely just be for Shedletsky instead than it being for John Doe. But many people were not liking this skin at all, with some saying there were much better ideas for an April Fool's skin and that this one just feels low effort or low quality funny instead of something more creative. Some wanted to see the John Doe skin instead, as it was a viral and funny John Doe meme. The skin even had a design where he is a baker, cooking up John Doe, which a lot of people found hilarious. That post actually got a lot of backlash, though, with people saying it's literally an April Fool's update, so it's not meant to be taken that seriously. They feel like some players are expecting way too much for what is supposed to be a fun, joke-focused event. On the other hand, there are also comparisons being made to older April Fool's skins like the One Egg skin, or even skins like Insane Streamer Slasher, which had voice lines taken from German 985 streams. For some players, it's not just a throwaway update, they expect something more polished, even for joke skins. To be fair, this new skin will probably come with a lot more than what we've seen so far. It could end up having custom voice lines, or even some animations, depending on who this skin is for. As for Shedletsky, it will probably just get a custom sword and SFX with it. Would you want to see John Doe added in this update?
Yeah, come look at this!
So not only are we getting the April Fool's update, but there's actually another update that a lot of people have completely forgotten about, and that is the Easter update. This update originally brought a bunch of different skins into the game, including ones like Poach John Doe, Bunny Noob, Mercurial Elliot, Joker 007 Steven, and the Easter Ripper Jason, which is now for Slasher. Even though we haven't had any official confirmation about these skins returning, there is definitely potential of them to come back, especially with April coming up. But since it is a seasonal update for Forsaken, we'll probably get these skins again, including brand new ones added. With this, we already have a redesigned concept for Easter Ripper by Who, making it look more like the Nun Slasher skin. The original version already had a slight redesign when it became Slasher, so it wouldn't be surprising if it got updated again, similar to how the Christmas skins were refreshed for newer players. A lot of people actually really like this concept, with players saying they'd love to see something like this added into the game officially. It fits the theme well and gives the skin a more polished and modern look compared to the original. So if this Easter update does return this year, we could be seeing both updated versions of old skins and completely new ones that haven't been revealed yet. What kind of skins would you want to see in an Easter update? A lot of people were expecting to get the Legacy Milestone skins alongside these new ones, but that didn't end up happening. And the main reason behind that seems to be the devs trying to move away from the original creator of these characters, which is Soul. So instead of bringing those older designs back, they've focused more on reworking and modernizing them. So with there being a lot of upcoming killers teased recently, there's actually one character who seems way more important than the others, and that is Phosphorus. This isn't just some random theory either, because if you look closely, this symbol tied to Phosphorus has been showing up across multiple characters in the game. For example, Nosferatu is probably the biggest one. His default skin literally has the Phosphorus symbol on his chest, and during the Masquerade event, the coffin in the middle also had this exact same logo. On top of that, Azure has the symbol placed right in the center of his chest as well, which a lot of players have started noticing recently. But one of the more unexpected characters that has this symbol is the martial artist, who is a VIP exclusive killer. He has the symbol on his arm, which feels really random at first, especially since he doesn't seem directly connected to the rest of the lore. Now, if we look at Nosferatu's story, things start to make a lot more sense. According to his lore, he was approached by a mysterious agent working under Spectre, who offered him a deal of infinite desire and celebration in exchange for entering the Forsaken Realm. Nosferatu accepted that deal, and many people believe that this mysterious agent is actually Phosphorus, who could be Spectre's right-hand man. Once you reach Milestone 4 with Nosferatu, there's even more to this. You can interact with a bat that explains the meaning behind the symbol, which is tied to the sign of gluttony. This adds another layer to the theory, suggesting that anyone marked with this symbol was chosen or influenced by Phosphorus in some way. Because of this, a lot of players are starting to believe that characters with this symbol were all approached by Phosphorus and brought into the Forsaken Realm through similar deals. Some are even speculating that Phosphorus could be the true figure behind the Spawn cult, possibly the one they were actually worshipping all along. And now that people have noticed the martial artist, maybe he's more important to the lore than we originally thought. So Forsaken seemed to be making this update more important than it actually is. Will this update be massive? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.